We'll begin in a child's pose this morning. So for our gentle class, you may want to bring a bolster, some pillows, blanket, whatever that might be for this child's pose. There are two different ways you can use it. My bolster is really thin, so if you have a larger one, that's fine. But you can place that bolster in between your thighs. And then instead of forcing the hips towards the heels, you can begin to rest your chest down on it, including your forehead. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can then slide your hips further back and then slide that block or that bolster further, and then let your chin hang over the edge of it if that's more comfortable. An alternative is bolster, blankets, pillows in between the back of the thighs and your calves, close to the heels. And that supports the hips as you allow the body to slowly decompress. So whatever feels right for you, I invite you and encourage you to go there. So your child's pose, go ahead and bring those big toes together. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Draw a full breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, release and sigh that breath out. A few more inhales and exhales. Inhaling through the nostrils, maybe letting the belly expand and even the body rise up. And then exhaling through the mouth, letting that breath go, decompressing your chest, letting the shoulders, the chest open up. If your forehead is down on the mat, you're welcome to massage that space between your eyebrows as you wiggle from side to side. If your forehead isn't down on the mat, you can bring those palms together, stacking them, or your fist, and then you can massage that space between your eyebrows just as we begin to arrive on our mat. Whatever feels the most appealing to your mind or your body, then you're welcome to go there. Whatever you decide on, take one more cleansing breath in through your nose. And exhale, let that breath go and try to find a little bit of stillness now. As you begin to find stillness here in this child's pose, take the tongue, lick the lips, seal them to one another, and then start working on your oceanic breath. So constrict the back of the throat, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. If your energy feels good, if your energy is a little low or stagnant this morning, then just let your tongue rest comfortably somewhere on the bottom of the mouth without pressing that tongue into the teeth. As you begin breathing in and out of the nose, create that oceanic sound. This breath is also known as our Ujjayi Pranayama. Let the heart melt closer to the earth or onto the thighs if you want to bring them together. Begin scanning the body from the crown of the head, maybe the tips of the fingers since they're extended to the top, and work your way down. But as you work your way down, observe with love, observe your body with kindness, observe and allow there to be tons of gratitude for the abilities and the being that you are. Allow the ego to be set free. Allow that negative talk to decease. Begin to invite encouraging thoughts and words into your mind as you travel the opposite way from the toes back through the tips of the fingers. Invite that love. Invite your grace. Invite ease and peace into your body and into your mind. If a thought arises that no longer serves your higher purpose, let it go. Set yourself free from the chains that it creates, from the boundaries that you set for yourself. Let them all go. You are a perfect being just the way you are. And with that said, I encourage you now to find or set an intention or a dedication for our practice this morning. What word really, truly rings within you? What phrase allows you to be the higher or that greater purpose within you? What allows you to live your life to the fullest, to benefit you? Whatever it is for you, you're going to go ahead and draw this next breath in fully. And as you exhale, release and let that breath go, sinking the hips closer towards the heels, releasing the chest or the heart closer to the earth for one more breath in. Let that breath go when you're ready. And as you take your next breath in, slowly begin to lift the heart and the chest up. Those knees can come closer together if you'd like, but we'll exhale. Walk our hands towards that top right corner, stacking the left hand on top of the right, rotating our left rib cage towards that right side until we're able to either release that left temple down on the mat or even releasing the forehead down on the mat. Could be a combination, partial ear, partial forehead. Whatever it is for you, keep reaching and extending through your left fingertips to that top right corner, unlocking the shoulder away from the ear as you draw that breath in. And as you release your breath, feel yourself curve the body to that left side, feeling the left hip sink down towards that left back corner. We're here, one more inhale and that exhale. And if your head's not on the mat, that's perfectly fine. When you're ready, press the palms into the ground, lifting up, walking back to center, and exhale, taking yourself to that top left corner now. Right hand on top of the left, rotating the right rib cage so that you can create some space for the abdomen to rest closer towards the thighs or the earth, dropping the right temple down to the mat. And if you don't want to stack hands, that's fine. You can slide this left hand back. Draw full breath in here, reaching through the tips of your right fingers. And as you exhale, feel that side body curve, unlock the shoulder away from the ear. Allow yourself to feel comfortable, to gain release and relief. One more breath here. Letting that breath go. When you're ready, press into the palms, lift the head off the mat, walk your hands back towards center, and we'll take one more child's pose, sinking the hips back, relaxing the chest down. Massage that space between your eyebrows once more. Just take a notice or make note of how you're feeling in this very moment. And then let that breath go and release those thoughts, and then begin to lift the body up as you breathe in. Working your way onto all fours or that tabletop position. Take your time as you bring those thighs close to one another. And as the thighs come close to one another, let your hips sway from right side of the room to left side of the room. And any additional movement that your body is craving, give yourself that ability to go there. I always say that there is that teacher within you, and I truly do believe that our bodies know that. Our mind is set for that. So do what feels best for you at all times. Pause if you're ready to pause. Tuck your toes under. And as we exhale, we're going to stretch the bottom of the feet as we anchor the toes and the ball of the foot into the mat. Our arms are extended somewhat towards the top of the mat. Our shoulders pull back. Our belly is engaged. We breathe in through our nose here. And as we exhale, we keep the chest off the thighs, but we can roll our little toes out so that we can gain a little more length or release from the bottom of our feet. If you'd want to stay here, stay here. If you prefer to come back, inhale, rotate or roll your ankles and your big toes back towards midline. Sink the hips as you let that breath go. Decide where you want to be. Decide if you want to move a little more. So you can exhale, roll out. Inhale, roll back in. One more round. Exhaling out if you'd like. Inhale, rolling those toes back in, letting that breath go when you're ready. On your next breath in, look forward or to the top of your mat, roll the weight of the body forward, lift your feet off the ground, and then allow yourself to trace a few circles with your ankles in each direction. And then if you'd like, take the tops of the feet onto the mat and you can pitter pat them if you want to bring back some sensation into the feet. When you're ready, pause. Tuck the toes under, lift your right wrist off the mat, and just a few circles in each direction, awakening the wrist or releasing them if they're tight and tender. Place that palm back down, lift the left one now, few circles in each direction. Maybe you have crackles. One of my wrists is very crackly and the other one is not. Go ahead and place that left palm down, pull your shoulders away from your ears, engage your ribs, so feel them zip up. And as you inhale, drop your belly down, retract those shoulders for that cow pose. Gently tilt the hips up, lift the chin and the chest up, or at least reach through the crown of your head. Stay here for a breath in. Stay here for that breath out. One more inhale here in this cow pose, letting the chest sink. And now press the tops of the feet onto the mat. Dome your spine to cat it up. So we're just slowing down our cat-cow pose. Normally it's one breath in, one breath out as we flow. But today I want you to really press out of the back as you inhale here. And as you exhale here. Then inhale, tuck the toes, take cow pose. You'll be here for a breath in and a breath out at least, or at minimum. But if you're ready to move, go for it. All in your breath and time. Exhale, cat it back. Letting yourself really scan the body, really letting yourself press out of the frame, enjoying this movement. And then we'll take flowing ones in just a minute. Inhale, cow pose. Soften of the elbows, the shoulders pull back. Start to let everything drop down, but feel the crown reach up. Soften of your elbows. On your exhale, cat it back up. Press out of the body. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out of the nose. And only when your next inhale enters, curl the toes, take that final cow pose. Staying here. Now go ahead and make it fluid. Exhale, cat it up. Inhale, cow pose. 2 more. Exhale, catting it up. Maybe pushing towards that right side of your body. Inhale, taking that cow pose. Exhale, catting it up. Pressing over towards the left side of the body. Then inhale, cow pose. And exhale, neutralize the spine. As we neutralize the spine, bring those knees close to one another. Curling your right toes under, we'll inhale, extend that left leg behind us. As that left leg extends behind us, shift the weight 2 to 3 inches back, anchor the ball of the foot down to the mat. As you anchor the ball of the foot down to the mat, your shoulders are not in line with your wrist, and that's perfectly fine. That's the intention of sliding back. Allow the heel to reach back. Dome your spine like you're catting up, and then rock the weight of the body back and forth. As you rock the weight of the body back and forth, do your ultimate best to look for the kneecap, the belly button, or even chin closer towards the chest, but not forcefully pushing it into the chest. Pause when you're ready, pushing the weight of the body back, stretching the calves, stretching the bottom of the foot, maybe even finding some relief for your fingers and your wrist. On that next inhale, slide the weight of the body forward, lift and float that left leg off the ground, squeeze that left glute, let your belly engage. So bring that right hand to your core if you need to. Modification, place that right palm back down to the mat. Non-modification or a different variation, extending your right arm forward. Draw a breath in here, and now we'll crunch it in. So pull the elbow and the knee in towards your heart, or just the knee. Inhale, take it nice and long. Exhale, you'll pull it in. Inhale, you'll take it nice and long. Last time, you'll pull it in. And inhale, last time, you'll extend long. On the exhale, release your palm down. Cross this left foot to the right side. Once it's to the right side and the toes are anchored, you can soften the top of your right foot. Exhale, let your breath go, looking over your right shoulder. Press that left hip to the left edge of the room. Let yourself breathe fully. Maybe nudge the shoulders away from the ears. Enjoy where you're at. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. As you draw your next breath in, take your gaze back towards the top of the mat. Arrange your hands so that they're neutral. And then tug that left knee behind your right knee. Work your knees to the middle of the mat. Send the blades of your feet to the corners or to the edges of the mat. Take a breath in. And on that exhale, rock the weight of the body back. We're going to do this a few times. Inhale, rock the weight of the body forward. Shoulders come a hair over the wrist. Exhale, send the hips back. You should feel that length through the glute. Inhale brings us forward. As you feel that length through the glute, it should feel like a relief. It should not be any pain. If there is pain, maybe you're going too far back. Just 2 more times. We'll inhale forward. Exhale, rock it back. Inhale, bring it forward. And last time, we'll exhale, take it back. As you take it back, notice if you're able to bow your chest down onto this right thigh and then release the heart further and closer towards the ground. The palms can stay exactly where they're at, or if you have a block, your pillows, or even just your forearms on the mat, you can anchor those forearms down onto the ground so that you've risen or lifted that earth up to you versus forcing your body down. Flexing both the right and the left foot, anchoring the blades into the earth. Let that right hip sink to the right side. Draw a breath in, feel your lungs expand in all capacities, meaning front, side, and back. Let that breath go, noticing how you can decompress. This time as you inhale and you expand the lungs in all dimensions, don't forget that the lungs reach up high and they also come down pretty low. So it's a full expansion like a puffy fish. And exhale, you'll let that breath go. As you take your next breath in, begin to place your palms back down to the mat, removing any items that might be in your way. Send the weight of the body forward, releasing that right knee back down to the ground. Take your time as you extend the left leg behind you, working your way into side plank as you hook the right toes to that right edge, anchoring through your right palm, and inhale, extending and lifting that left arm up towards the ceiling. As that left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, you can look anywhere from the thumb on the ground up towards the thumb to the sky. Take your fingertips now, reach them towards the tip top of the mat. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Feel your connection of your abs engage. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. On the next breath in, if you'd like, reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. If you also like, lift that left foot off the ground. Flex the foot. Point the toes, and only when you're ready, either bring the heel towards the body or the knee towards your belly so that you can reach back and grab the ankle. If there's no way you want to grab the ankle today, if today is not the day to grab it, just let that foot rest and let your hand either rest at your hip or over your head. One more inhale here if you're bound or not. Let that breath go. On your next breath in, release, extend the arm and the leg. Drop the blade of the foot down, spin that left arm around, rotate the hips so that they point forward, sliding your left foot out towards that left edge of the mat. As that left leg comes out to the left edge of the mat, draw a breath in, letting it go. Maybe walk your hands towards the left side. And then if you'd like, work the weight of the body back and forth. Again, we're releasing the wrist. We're opening up through our inner thighs and allowing our glutes to release. We're also strengthening our knees, believe it or not. When you're ready, send the weight of the body back. And as you send the weight of the body back, or maybe even forearms back down to the mat, just know that you're finding release here through the inner thighs. You can gently curl or hug this right foot towards the left edge. You can sink the hips low. You can extend your left arm to reach that left leg. Your knee can be bent. If this is too much, lift up. That's perfectly fine. Wherever you are, draw a breath in here and let that breath go. Two more if you can. Letting that breath go. Last one, make it long. Let that inhale expand. Feel like you're filling up a balloon. And then exhale, let the air out of your balloon. When you're ready, bring those palms back down to the mat. You can either begin to walk your foot a little closer so there's more support and stability. Let your left hand come slightly towards the middle, and then inhale, that right arm reaches out to the side or up to the sky. And then you'll exhale, thread the needle between your arm and your leg. Drop that right ear down. Walk the left toes if you need to closer. Start to extend and reach your fingernails into the ground towards that left side. Your left fingertips stay down into the mat unless you want to lift that left arm up, bend the elbow, and then take the back of your hand either to the right hip or at the small of the back. Breathe in through that compression of the body, through that twist. Let that breath go. Reach through the crown of your head. Keep the hips elevated. Don't force the body into something it's not ready for at this moment. One last inhale. And that exhale. On your next breath in, if your arm is bound, release that left arm, bringing it back down towards the ground. Use it to lift the body, to lift the head, and then inhale, that right arm goes out either up towards the sky or slightly towards that right side. Lower that palm down. As you lower the palm down, slide your left foot into the mat, step it to the top left corner. As it comes to that top left corner, you'll begin to work your way into that lizard pose. So your foot's at that left corner, align the left knee to the ankle, stay on the sole of the foot. As your fingertips release down to the mat, you still have that right knee down on the ground. As that right knee rests on the ground, hug that right hip forward, stretching that hip flexor. If it feels better for you to curl the back toes and lift that back knee, that's fine. If it feels better for you to bring a couple of blocks and rest your hands on the blocks, that's fine. Or you can even bring your forearms down onto the blocks if that feels better. Try to keep the big toe anchored into the mat, little toe, and then you're pressing through the blade of the little toe, anchoring through the heel. This creates that soft arch for your left foot. Try to release the hips closer to the earth, even if your toe is tucked and your knee is lifted. We're just here, one more breath in and that breath out. Now, an option here is to stay. A second option is to bring those palms to the mat or on your blocks, leaving your right hand down on the mat, looking forward. As you take your next breath in, extend that left arm up, circle sweep it around and towards the back until it's on that left hip. Once it's on that left hip, if you'd like to spin or open your foot up, take the blade of the little toe to that left edge. If this is too intense, you can still open up the knee. You can still be on the blade of your little toe, but you can leave your palms down on the mat. Whatever feels right for you. We're just opening up the inner thigh, trying to find that external rotation through this left hip. You might even feel it on the glute or the low spine, and it could be a sensation of relief. One more inhale here and exhale here. If your hand is behind you, inhale, return your palm back down to the mat. Go ahead and let the sole of that right foot rest on the earth. Move those blocks if you need to, or just place them to the side. Your hands can be on them. Walk that left foot in between your right and your left hand, with or without blocks. Take a full breath in now. And then exhale, shift the weight of the body towards the back of the room. We're going to take these rolling. So when you're ready, inhale, bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, straighten the leg, work the weight of the body back. Inhale, send the weight of the body forward, bending that left knee. Exhale, dome your spine if you'd like, lifting the toes or the heel anchors into the mat. Two more. Inhale, roll forward, lift the chest up. Exhale, roll the spine back. And last time we go forward. And this time as we exhale and go back, walk those blocks or your hands a little closer towards the middle. Anchor into the heel of your foot, flexing that foot, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Take a breath in, look to the top of the mat or maybe about 5 feet in front of you. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, slowly begin to lower the chest a little closer towards this left thigh. Hug the left hip back, pull that right hip forward so that they're neutral. Breathe in completely. If you can go down further, come down further. And if this is too much for you, then don't go further. Lift up if needed. 2 more inhales here. And that exhale here. 1 more, breathe it in, nice long breath, puffing up the body, and then big release, decompressing our body. When you're ready, inhale, lifting up, either slide your heel towards you or work the weight of the body forward, whatever you need so that you're back into that low lunge. Bring those blocks in front of you, curling the back right toes, lifting that back right knee just so that you can lengthen that back leg. On an inhale, just begin to lift the spine up, still keep that left knee bent. On that inhale, you'll begin to drop the hips back down. We're just gaining a little bit of movement. Exhale, lift the hips up like you're doming your spine. Inhale, let the hips sink down, lift the chest up. And last time, exhale. Feel yourself dome the spine, back leg is strong. Inhale, begin to neutralize. As we neutralize, slide the blocks out of the way if you need to. Drop that right knee down to the mat. Slide this left leg behind us, lifting it up, tracing a few circles in each direction. If you prefer to do this in downward facing dog, go for it. Otherwise, just stay on hands and knees. That's a little more comforting and a little softer and easier on our body. Go ahead and wiggle your hips once you bring that left knee down to the mat and slide side to side. On our next breath in, we're taking 3 rounds or maybe even 5 rounds of cat-cows in a roller coaster formation. So slip your hips back, tops of your feet are on the mat like you're on railroad tracks. And then we'll inhale, drop the chest down, lift the chest up. Exhale, dome that spine, sending the weight of the body back. Few more, always on your breath. Know that my verbiage, my cues are simply that this is to allow you to guide yourself, unless you're like me and you practice, you want to be told what to do because you're tired of making decisions. then you can definitely just do what I say. But if something I say doesn't resonate with you, then pause and do what does. Last round. So if you took a few more, just like I did, that's perfect. And if you didn't, maybe you're already back into position. As you come back into position, bring those knees close to one another. As the knees come close to one another, curl your left toes under. Inhale, that right leg reaches behind you. Take your left hand, and as that left hand comes to your belly, draw the weight up so that you're strong here. Make sure you're not hyperextending this right elbow. The option here is leave that left palm down or extend that left arm forward. But whatever you do, you're going to take an inhale here, and then we'll exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, take it long. We only have 3 of these. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, we'll reach long. Last time we crunch it in. Draw the navel up nice and high, and then inhale, release. Lower your palm if your palm is off the mat. Cross your right foot to the left side. Tuck those toes under, squeeze the thighs, maybe press the top of the left foot onto the mat, and then looking over your shoulder, you'll press that right hip to the right side. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. Trust yourself and what you're doing and how you're moving. One more inhale here. Finding that side body length, let that breath go. Then inhale, take your gaze towards the top of the mat. Begin to bend that right knee behind the left, working the weight into the middle of the mat, sending your blades out to the sides. So once more, we're going to stretch. So take a breath in, looking to the top. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, slide the weight of the body forward. You can come over the wrist or not. Exhale, working it back. Grip your fingers into the earth versus pressing the heel of your hand into the mat. So your inhale moves you forward and your exhale takes you back. You've got 2 more. Unless you do not want 2 more, then you can go ahead and reside comfortably towards the back. As you finalize that last one coming forward with your breath and that last one coming back with your breath, begin to bow your chest or your heart onto the thigh, drop the chin closer towards the kneecap, or maybe stack your hands or take your block and rest your forehead there, wrapping your hands around the block if that's more comfortable for you. Take a full breath in, flexing the toes, letting gravity do the work as you exhale and decompress. Taking several inhales and exhales here. Just let everything go. You should feel that length through the glutes, all the way up to the low spine and your hips. Finalize 2 more inhales. And then when you're ready, place the palms back down to the mat. Lift your forehead if it's on the blocks or close to your knee. Palms are down to the mat. Work the weight of the body forward. As you work the weight of the body forward, extending that right leg behind you for side plank. Hook the left toes to the left side, anchor through that left palm, then inhale, extend and reach that right arm up. Align the heel of the hand with the fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Press into the little blade of your toe on this right leg, and then extend the fingertips towards the tip top of the mat if you can, and if you'd like, finding that side body curve. One more inhale here, shoulders away from the ears, letting that breath go. Inhale, reach that right arm up towards the sky. Support yourself, lift the leg up as well. If you'd like to point and flex the toes, go for it. And then if you'd like to bind, take the heel in towards the body or the knee into the chest. Reach back, grab the top of your foot, your ankle, or even the pants. You don't even have to grab it at the base of it. You can grab it at the hamstring if that's easier for you, or that's where your point of length occurs. One more inhale, regardless of what you decided to do here. Big smile, coming back to that intention, and then let that breath go. Inhale, release, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, drop the blade of the foot down. Spin your hand back and around, rotate those hips back and forth. On an inhale, lifting your right leg off the ground, slide the weight of the body back, drop the ball of the foot down to the mat, doming your spine up, taking your chin towards your chest. On an inhale, you'll look forward and begin to rock the weight of the body back and forth. Engage your quad so that you're protecting your knee. So that means you're pulling the kneecap up to squeeze your quad. That's that big muscle right in front, the thigh muscle. Go ahead and pause at the back, sending the weight of the body towards the heel, towards the toes. And then inhale, slide back, shifting the weight of the body. Extend and straighten this right leg out towards that right side now. As it comes to the right side, adjust the left knee so that it's comfortable. Bring your palms where it's comfortable for you as well. Rock back and forth just a few times. One side is always a little tricky than the other, or maybe for you, they're both balanced down and it feels equally good. But when you're ready, you'll exhale, work the weight of the body back and down until you're able to find comfort for that inner thigh, your low spine, hands and knees. If you have your block handy, you can always use that. If you'd like to extend this right hand to grab that right leg, you're welcome to go there. We're only here 2 more of your own inhales and exhales. Once you've completed that second exhale on your inhale, rise up. And as you rise up, maybe walk that right foot in just a tiny bit. Let your right hand come to the middle of the mat. And then inhale, extend that left arm out to the side, maybe up to the sky. Exhale, thread that needle, releasing the left ear down to the mat, sliding and releasing this left shoulder down. If your leg extension is too much, you're welcome to curl the knee back in for more comfort. But if it feels good to be out, take that variation. Press your fingernails into the ground, continue to reach. And then if you need a little bit more, the right hand can float up. The right elbow can bend. The back of the hand can come anywhere it feels comfortable for you. Make sure that you can breathe in completely and that you're letting that breath go completely as well. You've got 2 more inhales here. Reach through the crown of the head. If your arm is bound, release that right arm up. Bring the right hand down. Press that right palm into the earth. Lift your left ear out. And then extend that left arm out and maybe up. And then exhale, bring the palm back down to the mat. Only when it feels comfortable for you, begin to slide your right leg towards the mat and to that top right corner. As it comes towards that top right corner, you're coming into that lizard variation. So that back knee might need a walk back. Your hands are to the inside of your right big toe. You can lift the ground up towards you if you'd like. You can curl the back toes, lift that back knee. I just switched the angle of where I'm demonstrating. So if you need to take a quick peek, go for it. But if you can practice without really looking at the screen and more listening, fine-tuning what you think I've said, then go for it. That's a different way to practice. If the knee is down, enjoy that knee being down. If the forearms need to release, bring those forearms down. Keep your big toe, little toe, and your heel anchored into the mat. You're gently pulling or activating the inner thigh by keeping it close to the midline, so you're not allowing the leg to open up just yet. You'll get that chance in just a minute if you'd like. So here's that opportunity. You can either stay right here where you're at, or if you're ready to modify, bring the palms down to the mat or bring your palms to a block. If you're content, stay right here. If you need a little bit more, take that right hand forward, and then you can circle sweep this right hand around into the back. So flossing the shoulder, bringing more mobility. If that was too much for you, you can simply bring your hand to your hip. And then if you'd like to peel the sole of the foot off the mat, resting on that right pinky blade, then that's another option. If your knee's feeling cranky, curl the back toes, lift that back knee up. That might be another alternate variation. The only thing with that particular pose is I ask you to stay strong in your back. So if you've done this, you've compressed your back down. So instead, as you open the blade, press through that back heel, staying strong through the low spine. That's why I like it on my knee. But everyone's slightly different. Anatomically, we are created differently. One more breath in. One more breath out. If you have your hand behind you, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Only on your breath and time. Palms are down to the mat. Sole of that right foot is down. Curl your left toes, lift your left knee. And as you lift that left knee, walk your foot towards the middle and then release that back right knee, left knee once more. Fingers frame that front foot. Send the weight of the body back. Inhale, work the weight of the body forward. Exhale, half split, work the weight of the body back. Inhale, bring the heart forward. Exhale, working it back. You've got 3 more. This is the first of 3. Work with your own breath. Find that extension. So this is similar to what is called a PNF stretch, minus the contraction part of it. And it's a long word, proprioceptor neuromuscular facilitation. And it's a soft contraction as we move fluidly. So when you're ready, go ahead and work the weight of the body back. Blocks can be to your sides. Fingertips can rest on them. Point those toes up towards the sky. Bend your elbows, bow down if you can. Only go down as far as your body is saying it's appropriate and it's okay, where it's being receptive. Our bodies are kind of like children. You can't force them to do something they don't want to do. Even at the age of my kids, they still do what they want to do. I feel like when they were younger, they were definitely more receptive to my words than they are now. Perhaps you have that same experience with your own, or if it's nieces and nephews that you have. One more inhale here. Keep allowing yourself to feel that length and keep allowing your body to bow down as you let that breath go. Only when you decide it's time, you'll look towards the top of the mat, begin to straighten those arms, either sliding the heel towards your body, allowing the bottom of the foot to rest on the mat. Move your blocks out of the way. Your hands come back to frame that front foot. Curl your back toes, lift that back knee. As you lift that back knee, shorten your stance just a tiny bit. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhale, dome the spine. Keep that front knee bent so you're not in triangle. Inhale, chest is forward. And if you'd like to do this on your knees, then it's on the knees is fine. Exhale, dome that spine, cat it up. 3 more. Inhale. Remember, you can stay on the knee. And if you're on the knee, this is your modification. Your exhale, your hands can frame your foot. You can lift that left knee up. 2 more. Inhale, pose. Exhale, dome. Last one, inhale. It's almost like you're taking off for a race, and then exhale. As you take your next breath in, look forward, release the knee down to the ground. Slowly begin to slide this right leg behind you. And as you slide it behind you, few circles with this right knee to open the hip up in each direction. Return the knee down to the mat, wiggle those hips right side to left side. And then tucking those toes under, lift your knees off the ground, tilt your hips up into an inverted V for that downward facing dog. Scan the body from maybe the hips and out towards the glutes down to the toes, and same thing from the upper portion of your back down through the low spine to the head until you reach that visualization of your palms on the earth. Take a full breath in here in this downward facing dog. Let that breath go. Hips tilt up, heart presses towards the thighs, hollowing out the armpits, meaning that you're flattening the back out, and imagine you're putting deodorant on. That creates the hollow for the armpits. 1 more breath here. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, lift your heels up high, bend those knees generously, either walking your feet towards the top of the mat so that they're in between your thumbs, or walking your hands towards the back so that you're framing your feet. You'll exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift it up halfway, pull your belly up and in. And then exhale, lowering the body back down. Separate your feet hip width distance apart or greater. Grab those elbows for ragdoll, bend the knees, drop the hips low so that you're protecting the low spine and finding length, so that you're also allowing that hamstring, if it's very tight, to find its place for length. Now, if you'd like to begin to straighten your legs, you absolutely can. Do your very best to take your gaze in between your legs versus trying to look to the top of the mat, causing strain or unnecessary discomfort on the neck and in the shoulders. One more inhale, puff up your back, feel the upper portion of your lungs rise, and then exhale, lowering the hands down, walking your feet back towards one another. We'll take our time with the soft bend of the knees to rise all the way up. You're welcome to circle sweep your arms out to the sides and up to the sky, or if you prefer just to stand tall and then bring your hands into prayer, you're welcome to go that route as well. Draw a full breath in. Let that breath go. Inhale, extend and reach those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, opening your chest, sending your love light out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lower the palms down to the mat. Step back with your right foot. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Top of the right foot on the earth. Rise up for low lunge, extending the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down. Open your chest up. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, your hands will frame that front foot. Draw a breath in here. Then exhale, take that half split, finding stillness for 2 inhales. 1 breath in, bowing the chest down on the exhale. Your second breath in, bowing the chest down. And then inhale, looking to the top of the mat, rebending that left knee, letting the sole of your left foot rest on the mat. Curl the back toes, lift that back knee, leave your right hand down. Inhale, lift that left arm up towards the sky. Taking that left hand down to the mat as you exhale. Take your time as you either drop the right knee down and then slide your left foot back, or slide that left foot back, tilt your hips up into downward dog. So if you are on the knees, that's fine. You can tilt your hips up once you're ready. One more breath here, letting that breath go. On our next inhale, lift your heels up high, bend those knees. Make your way into a forward fold, whether that's walking forward or backwards. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Exhale, we'll release it all the way back down. Inhale, we'll reverse and rise, sweeping those arms to the sides and then up to the sky if you'd like, or not. Palms together, hands at prayer and at your heart space. Draw a breath in, your shoulders can pull up, your shoulders roll down. Inhale, sweep those arms back up towards your ceiling. Exhale, knit your ribs and let your elbows pull down as you lift up. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, forward fold, lowering those palms down to the mat. Step back with that left foot. Low lunge as you drop your left knee down to the mat. Inhale, take your time as you rise up. Once you're steady, sweep those arms up. And once you're ready, exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, lift those arms back up. Exhale, frame your right foot. Slide the weight of the body back as you release that breath. Hands can once more be on blocks or not. You're here 2 more inhales. Breath in, breath out. On your breath in, your belly might expand and lift off the thigh, and that's fine. But on that breath out, decompress it. As you take your next inhale, you'll rise back up, rebending that right knee. And as you rebend that right knee, your hands once more frame your right foot. Curl your left toes, lift your left knee. Anchor through the left fingertips. Take your time as you reach that right arm up. Draw a breath in, and then take your time as you release that right hand down. Once more, either step back into downward dog or drop that left knee down, slide that right knee behind you. Inhale, if you're in downward dog, roll into your plank pose. And if you're on your knees, inhale, shift into plank onto your knees. If you're in plank pose, drop down to those knees. So we're all together now. And exhale, we'll lower our chest to the earth. As our chest comes down to the earth, inhale, rise up for a little baby cobra. Keep your feet pressed into the mat. A little more strength. Lift the kneecaps up. So squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes. Lift your heart up a little higher. Pull the shoulders back. One more breath in. And then exhale, release and lower your forehead, nose or chin down to the mat. Let your arms slide forward. Rest one ear down on the mat. Windshield wiper those legs, right side to left side. Come back to center, switch to the opposite ear. Continue to rock your legs, right side to left side. And then coming back to center, return the nose, the chin, or the forehead down to the mat. Your palms by your side, your elbows are tucked in. Inhale, plank on your knees. To exhale, a child's pose. Taking those knees wide, Toes together, slip the hips back, bow the chest down. Don't force the hips towards the heels. Just let gravity do its thing or let your body decompress on its own. Take 2 more inhales here. Letting that breath go. 1 more big breath in. And we'll let that breath go. Inhale, we begin to lift and rise up. And as we lift and rise up, work those knees close to one another. Drop your hips to one side so that you can swing your legs to the opposite and then brush them towards the front of the mat. As you come towards the front of the mat, find the center of your mat. Let your hands rest somewhere along your hamstrings or even around your shin bones if you prefer. And we're taking 3 simulated cat-cows here. So allow those legs to be on railroad tracks. Breathe in through the nose, lift the chest up. Exhale, dome your spine, cat it back. Let your arms get straight if possible. Inhale, lift up, pull your elbow heads out to the left and to the right without spreading your thighs. Exhale, doming the back. Inhale, lifting it forward. So this is also making our core work. Last one. Exhale. Use your breath. Inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, neutralize. When you're ready, shrug those shoulders up and down, and then work the weight down onto the mat. So bring your knees into your chest once your back has rested on the ground. Hands can rest on your kneecaps, and we'll trace a few circles in each direction. Switch that direction out. Massage that low spine. Find all the good sensations. And then lowering the soles of the feet down. As we lower the soles of the feet down, inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. Your hands or a strap can wrap around that hamstring so that you can give this leg a little bit of length. If this is too much for you, just let your leg hang out by just letting the foot be naturally soft and comfortable. 1 more inhale here. And that exhale here. Releasing on the breath in. Cross the ankle over so that we're in figure 4. If you prefer pigeon from downward facing dog, please know that you can go that route too. Lift the sole of your left foot when you're ready, thread your needle. So the right hand goes to that little triangle window or in between the thighs, and then the left hand goes on the outside edge. Most people like to interlace their hands and wrap it around the hamstring. There are a few odd people like myself that we prefer to interlace our fingers and let it rest around the shin bone. Do whichever feels right in your body. Make sure that your head is resting comfortably, that you don't have it elevated off the ground. And if it is lifted off the ground, 2 things to do. 1, slip a blanket or a pillow to support your head. Or 2, release the bind, letting the sole of the foot rest on the mat instead, or even at the couch. 2 more inhales here. Letting that breath go. Releasing this figure 4, we'll lower the sole of our left foot down. Extend that right leg up, but don't straighten it. Keep the right knee bent. Then take the right knee towards your armpit, and with your right hand, grab the blade of the foot so that you come into half happy baby. You can continue to keep this left knee bent, or if you prefer, straighten that left leg to the top of the mat. Some people like to float the heel off. That's an option. Some people prefer somewhat of a bent knee, but that's up to you. Take a full belly breath in here. Let that breath go. 1 more. Letting that breath go. Now, when you're ready, slowly begin to release the foot. And as you release the foot, inhale, extend the leg long. Once more, you can wrap your hand around the hammy. And then you'll exhale. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice hug. If you happen to have that left knee bent and the left foot is down on the mat, that's fine. We are going to supine twist. Whether you have your left leg long or not, that's up to you. So from here, if you only have that right knee bent, take your left hand on the outside edge, extend this right arm out to the side, and exhale. Twist it open towards that left side. Do your very best to relax both the right and the left shoulder down on the mat, taking your time as you look either up towards the ceiling in a neutral position or a little more looking over towards that right side. And if I said to bring your knee to the right side, I meant the left. Another inhale here. And that exhale here. If this feels good to you, stay where you're at. If you're ready to release, look back up towards your ceiling, releasing that left hand from the right leg. Gently return your body back onto the mat. Pull both that right and that left knee in towards your chest. Rock side to side, or even lower your feet down to the mat and windshield wiper side to side. All on your breath and time. If the knees are tucked, lower them down to the mat. As we lower them down to the mat, inhale, lift the left leg up. Hands come to the hamstring, finding that release. If you prefer to extend the leg, you absolutely can. And if not, just stay right here. One more inhale. When you're ready to release, let it go. Cross the ankle over for figure 4. Allow that external rotation with your left hip before you begin to lift the foot off the mat and thread your needle. Let your hands wrap where they're comfortably. If it's a strap you prefer to use, then take that strap and you're wrapping it around your right hamstring or behind the thigh. Tune into your breath. Allow it to be instrumental sounding to you. Synchronize your body with it. Perhaps 2 more. After that final inhale and exhale, release your bind. As you release the bind, lower the sole of your right foot down, taking that half happy baby. So you'll lift the left foot off the right thigh. You'll keep the knee bent. You'll bring the knee towards that left armpit, grab the blade of the foot. And if that's not accessible for you, wrap your left hand around that hamstring. You can also interlace your fingers. I'm just going to turn slightly to show the interlacing. And then you can use the right and the left hand to find that modification for that happy baby. Again, you can extend this right leg, or that right leg can stay bent and the sole of the foot on the mat. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out of the nose. Just 2 more. After you've completed that second exhale, release the bind. Inhale, the leg goes up, hands wrap around that hamstring once more. If you have your right leg long, that's fine. If your right knee is bent, that's fine. Decide how you want to supine twist after you curl this left knee into your body and you find your body's shape and position. Taking your right hand to the outside edge of the left thigh, take your left arm out, breath in, and then twist. So remember, you can keep the knees, both of them bent, or if you prefer one leg long, which would be the right, that's fine too. If this is too much for you, they can both extend and you can supine twist without being forceful on the body. So it's all about your back flexion. So honor where you're at. Use the inhale to gain strength. Use the exhale to release. 2 more here. After the completion of that last exhale, look back up towards the ceiling. If you're looking to the left, return the back down to the mat. Adjust your hips. Pull both the right and that left knee into the body. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Maybe even lift the head up. And then lower the back of your head down to the mat. Full happy baby as you bring those knees towards your armpits and grab the blades of your feet. Once more, if you're unable to grab the blades of the feet, just take your arms and hook them underneath the back of the legs. Flex your feet. That would be mimicking where those who are holding onto the blades of the feet are. If you prefer to bring the soles of your feet together in a butterfly happy baby, that's an alternate option. Continue breathing in and out of the nose. Any fun variations that you have, you can go there. Some people like to cross the ankles. Some people prefer just to stay right where they're at still. Finalizing a last breath in and last breath out, you'll release. And as you release, extend those legs up towards the sky. Let your hands rest at your thighs. Take your time as you gently begin to push the right leg down, but the right leg resists. As you come down, once you no longer can resist, let it go. Bring that knee in towards the body. Extend that right leg back up. Same thing with the left. Take your left hand on that left thigh. Your left leg is pushing into your hand and your hand is pushing it away. You're engaging that core. Once you can no longer resist, bend the knee, bring it back up to meet the right. You've got that once more on each side. Breath in, breath out, push. Once you can no longer resist, inhale, lift that leg back up, and let that breath go. Inhale, prep. Exhale, send that left leg away as you resist. Bring it back up when you're ready. And then from here, bend that knee, bend both knees in towards your body. Lift your head for a big squeeze. On your breath and your time, we'll finalize our practice. If you need to bring yourself into a bridge or windshield wiper, then that's an alternate option. But if you're ready for our final resting place, you may want to take those blankets, place them underneath those knees, and find more comfort as you support the back of the legs. Extending the legs towards the top of the mat, letting your arms rest to the sides. Draw a full breath in through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out together. Enjoy these next few moments as your time to rejuvenate and nourish the mind, the body, and the spirit. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. Bring awareness to your space, to your physical presence. Begin by drawing a full breath in through your nose. Releasing that breath when you're ready. Placing both the right and the left hand over your heart. Drawing one more full breath in here. Gratitude, peace, and grace, may it reside in you. Letting that breath go. Inviting yourself to wiggle the fingers now, moving the toes, letting the head rock side to side. Breathing in fully, letting that breath go when you're ready. Working your way either to that right side of the room, resting in that fetal position for an inhale and exhale, or rocking the body up, or rising when you decide it's time into a comfortable seated position. If you'd like to keep your eyes closed, allow yourself to keep them closed. And we'll finalize our practice as we bring our hands into prayer. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Om Shanti Shanti. Bowing towards each other, to ourselves, and to our journey. Peace be to each of you. The divine in me salutes and honors the divine love and light in all of you. From my heart to yours, have a beautiful Friday and a wonderful weekend. Namaste.